Welcome back to LEGO Wars and Heat E of the series. Last time out, Dietor delivered a masterclass in the arena as they bulldozed every opponent in their sight to finish on top. This week it's a little different in the arena as our rookies are taking centre stage tonight with 5 of the more interesting newbies we have on show this year. Even though most of them did fight in LEGO Wars Champions, but we'll gloss over that. Let's see who they are.
First, from Bristol, Bop.
Bop comes into the main series with some extra work done to the armour to help fix the driving woes it had during Champions.
From Cannock, Bulldog Breed.
The only true rookie tonight is something of a massive 2.0 for the series with its decent flipper and similarly good tile work on the wedge.
From Birmingham, Cowtools.
Of our rookies tonight, Cowtools comes into this heat with the biggest target on its back after impressive fights with Tantrum and Atlas in Champions and hopes to pull that form into the main series.
From Punta Arenas in Chile, Sriracha.
Our external bot for this rookie special comes into this heat hoping to deliver level 5 spice on its opponents with that spinning disc and secret weapon derived from Season 7 BattleBots machine Double Tap. If you know, you know.
From Mountain View, California, the Twins.
The first proper multi-bot for the series enters the fray armed with identical vertical spinners and promises that they'll never do any friendly fire ever. Allegedly. We'll kick off the action tonight with the stars of Champions, Cowtools, taking on the first proper multi-bot in the series, the Twins, so let's get stuck in.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the rookies loose in the LEGO Wars arena. The Twins taking on Cowtools, who of course have both fought already, so technically rookies then, are they, David? I'm only joking. They're rookies in terms of their main appearance in the LEGO Wars arena. We have Mini Milk and Cowtools taking on the Twins. The Twins currently destroying Mini Milk. There's not much left of Mini Milk in the arena here. Mini Milk tried its best to get out of trouble. We saw in LEGO Wars Champions that whilst the Beetleweight mini-bot is effective, maybe the LEGO Wars version isn't as much. The Twins, of course, fought well in LEGO Wars Champions. They lost to Shatterstar on that occasion. Cowtools, meanwhile, they made it all the way to the LEGO Wars Champions semi-finals. They knocked out our current champions Tantrum along the way. They also beat Atlas along the way as well. A bit of a beast, Cowtools. Watch out for that swinging rear spinning disc at the back. It is a little bit lightweight compared to most of our horizontal spinners. But speaking of the lightweights, poor old Mini Milk has been absolutely trashed by the Twins, and the Twins can now turn their attention to Cowtools, and in the process of doing so are trying to get those weapons into contact with Cowtools, its wheels, its armour, its everything really. Cowtools spinning around trying to use that swinging tail to cause devastation in the arena. The Twins now very, very cleverly teaming up on Cowtools. The Twins trying to get to the side and cause mayhem, and they've got something caught in the screws there. Part of the design, I think, of Cowtools is stuck in the screws. The Twins are still churning away those weapons. Cowtools tried to use its little spin and thwack trick, Thagomizer-esque trick, I suppose you could say, to try and cause the damage to the Twins, but the Twins driving very well thus far to stay out of trouble and have caused damage. Look to that front armour panel of Cowtools. The Twins still spinning up to speed, and so far no friendly fire between the two. Have both been exemplarily controlled. Is that a word? It should be a word if it's not. Cowtools tried their best, but struggling really to make any meaningful contact and damage on the Twins. Their own mini-bot destroyed. Poor old Mini Milk out of commission. And the Twins here. Oh, there's a bit of friendly fire though. The front wedge of one of the Twins that apparently don't have names. Interesting. Has been split apart by the other's vertical spinner. And Cowtools will take some heart from that, I'm sure. Trying to get that weapon into play once again, but Cowtools here, I think, are up against it. And they are going to go to time, these two, or three, I suppose you could say technically. Cowtools are going to last to a decision. The twins, I feel, have been more aggressive, but it's not going to be my decision that decides it. It will be the judges between the twins and Cowtools as to who takes the first win of the night. Well, the twins started off by detonating poor old Mini Milk, who never really got into the fight, and then after that was subsequently eliminated here by one of the twins. Cowtools from then on in was fighting a 2v1 match, which it really didn't get a good grasp of, couldn't control the centre of the arena, and as such the twins were able to kind of pick and choose their spots. There was damage sustained by the twins. A lot of it was kind of swipes and superficial, some friendly fire.
And the winner, by unanimous decision, is the twins. Poor Mini Milk didn't stand a chance in that fight as the twins start tonight strongly. Next up, it's BBB at home with Bop and Bulldog Breed.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Bulldog Breed making its LEGO Wars debut then today, based off the Series 7 version of the classic Robot Wars machine. And we have, of course, Bop, who is just a little guy with this swinging hammer, who has used the same weapon mech as former champions Aggro Wubba, so pedigree of sorts with Bop. Bulldog Breed, apparently their design is kind of loosely based off of Mastiff. A weird choice to choose, but I suppose the dog connection is still there. Bulldog Breed, meanwhile, looks a lot more robust and a lot more effective than Mastiff ever has been. Oh my word, and almost, as I say, that drove down the pit but escapes and turns Bop up in the air, gets back down though. Bop, it's lost its front wedge in the whole shebang so far. Bulldog Breed and underneath again. Good driving by Bulldog Breed, using the wedge shape well to get in underneath Bop and try and lift them up and over several times. Has had several occasions where it has almost gone over. Bop swinging the hammer very aggressively. Down it comes once again and again. Bulldog Breed back on the attack and lifts Bop again. Good lift there by Bulldog Breed, trying to get them into the outer gap. Maybe couldn't quite manage to get them over and out, but good aggression and good intention from Bulldog Breed. This is a good fight, isn't it? Good control from both of these two. Lots of activity in the arena. Bop swinging the hammer. Free reign to do so. Bulldog Breed driving very well. Again, in underneath goes Bulldog Breed. Doesn't quite get Bop. Upside down escapes. Bop back into the action again. Bulldog Breed backs into the corner by the spikes. The spikes rise and drop. Bulldog Breed pushing Bop backwards again and flips Bop up on its back, but Bop self-rights using the hammer. Good technique there from Bop, but now Bop is stuck by the pit, gets away. Bulldog Breed in underneath again. Good push by Bulldog Breed. Almost down the pit themselves. Just get away. Oh my word. Good control there to escape Bulldog Breed, but a narrow escape. Nonetheless, it was. Good performance by both of these two so far on their LEGO Wars main series debut. Of course, Bulldog Breed, its first ever fight in LEGO Wars. Don't forget. Bop. Here we go. Can they bring the hammer down? Can Bulldog Breed get in the action again and try and use that lifter where possible? Not entirely sure. Let's see again. Bulldog Breed now struggling to kind of translate. Maybe across the arena. Bop circling around the sides. The tempo has died down a little bit now, hasn't it? A good lift there by Bulldog Breed. Can it flip Bop up and over? Yes, it can. Bop self-rights in tremendous style, but Bulldog Breed, meanwhile, have lost a side of drive here. They've been circling on that one side for quite a while, and on the high centre, no. They bounce back down. But they are definitely struggling to translate here, and as we are going to go down to the full 3 minutes, I think Bop here has the advantage at the end of the fight. It's going to be a very close decision after a brilliant fight between Bop and Bulldog Breed. Good stuff from these two. A frantic and furious fight then between Bulldog Breed and Bop. Bulldog Breed, the early aggressor, pushing Bop onto the arena wall. The Bop wedge coming off there as well. Bop struggled to start off with, but came back into the fight very well. They brought the hammer down. They caused damage. They almost got Bulldog Breed down the pit by virtue of opening the pit when Bulldog Breed was on it. Bulldog Breed almost drove down the pit themselves. It was all action, wasn't it? Towards the end of the fight, good flip again by Bulldog Breed, but they did die on one side. I wonder if that will prove crucial with the judges.
And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Bulldog Breed. A fantastic fight from our rookies as Bulldog does enough to take the JD. Now it's Sriracha's time to enter the arena as they face Cowtools.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Cowtools for their second fight of the night, taking on Sriracha, who you have seen before, of course. We saw them back in LEGO Wars Champions. They, of course, had issues with their spinning disc staying on, if you remember correctly. It kept flying off, much like the robot it's based off, the Chili Daddy, or at least the original version of the Chili Daddy. I didn't mean as I was saying about it happens again. Well, Sriracha have lost their disc, as is tradition, I think, at this point. And they're also losing that rear wheel as well, whipped off by Cowtools, and Cowtools here in the ascendancy. Of course, built by Henry Strang, the Beetleweight version of Cowtools, Jack Franklin, the Beetleweight version of Sriracha, known as the Chili Daddy. A spice factor of 5, I think not in this fight from Sriracha. Of course, those two builders good friends, and in the arena, good competitors as well. And here, Sriracha in real trouble against Cowtools. Cowtools looking a lot stronger now, taking on Sriracha, who have come into the arena here. And, well, they've turned over Mini Milk. Hey, credit to them. With one wenchlet, they've been able to turn Mini Milk over. That is some skill. But Sriracha here, I think, are struggling in this fight. And the Cowtools, are they trying to right their teammate by hitting them? Guys, the red and the black one is your opponent, not the white one in the corner. Cowtools, you okay? Yeah, okay, they're good. They've got the memo. Cowtools back on the attack against Sriracha on 2 wheels on one side of the robot. Can they come back into this fight? It'd be an amazing recovery if they managed it, but I think Cowtools maybe a little bit too wily for that kind of thing. They are trying their best, Sriracha, but they're trying to keep that wedge faced up to Cowtools, not doing that well of it so far, and Cowtools is able to bring that weapon into play where necessary and does so there again. Trying to get round to the side and pull those wheels off as it did on the other side of the robot. Cowtools waiting its moment, picking its moment. Is Sriracha truly controlled at this point? Spicy it may be, but thus far controlled I think not, and I think the judges agree. The timer has started and Sriracha is being counted down and counted out, and there goes the other wheel off the back of Sriracha. The fight is over. Cowtools recovers well and picks up a well-earned 3 points. Well, Sriracha performing its party trick of ejecting its weapon once again didn't really help its cause in this fight as Cowtools got to work and systematically pulled apart these spicy robots. Well, everything really. The wheels coming off. Cowtools' Minibot Mini Milk didn't exactly fare the best, although it wasn't really required in this fight. In the end, Cowtools had done enough early doors to earn a very comfortable win.
A clinical dissection from Cowtools on the chili machine to launch themselves to the top. It may only be short-lived though, as our fellow winners so far tonight, Twins and Bulldog, head back into the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Both of these two off to winning starts via the judges in their first fight. Who will take win number 2 in this match? Bulldog Breed taking on the Twins. In underneath goes Bulldog Breed, lifting up one of the Twins and turning it over, and that is it. Over and out go one of the Twins immediately. Brilliant work there by Bulldog Breed, already making it a 1v1 match. And that is a huge, huge mountain to climb now for the Twins to come back in this fight and try and upset Bulldog Breed, who so far on their LEGO Wars debut has been pretty superb, it has to be said. Considering they have the same weapon mech as Mastiff, they're showing some real pedigree out there. Sorry, it was too tempting. I had to do it. They're both breeds of dog. So we have one of the Twins taking on Bulldog Breed for the remainder of the fight, and already it seems to me that the Twins have work to do. That weapon isn't as potent as they would have hoped, although they have just ripped off one of the top panels there of Bulldog Breed. They've ripped off that one side panel. Apparently the armour, quote from the team, is mostly just for show, apparently. So that's nice to know. Bulldog Breed also missing that flipper blade tip up the front there. You can see the wedge is intact, the flipper tip is not, and therefore is now struggling to get in underneath and try and turn their other twin over. They've got underneath now. They're trying to flip it over. Couldn't quite get it up and over just there. Oh, they're trying to get him into the screws. Good work here from Bulldog Breed. They've got round the side again, but Bulldog Breed fails to capitalise. The twins back into the action. And I need to think of some names here. I don't know. We'll work on it. We'll workshop it in between fights. Bulldog Breed still trying to get in underneath and try and turn the other twin over. Although the twin has caused more damage there to Bulldog Breed. They've ripped off the other side panel, and they've also ripped off the other side of the top armour. And Bulldog Breed now is starting to sustain punishment, and quickly. Good response here from the remaining cluster of the twins, and they've ripped off more armour at the front. It's the wedge, and there goes the entire flipper panel, and there goes something else as well flying out of the arena. Bulldog Breed is looking a little bit dishevelled and, a bit naked now. Not looking the force it once was in the arena, and they're certainly struggling as the fight goes on. The twins, well, the one twin has certainly proven its worth as a bit of a unit in the arena, hasn't it? That weapon is not, to be taken lightly, despite it being only very small. They're doing some serious damage here to Bulldog Breed, and we are going to get a time here where it's a brilliant stall job from the twins. Bulldog Breed with the early aggression, but since then the twins have been the one on top, and it's going to go to our panel of experts to decide who wins between Bulldog Breed and the twins. Well, the initial attack from Bulldog Breed was superb, turning over one of the twins from the get-go. From then on in, the other twin was the one pressing the issue and causing all kinds of havoc. The flipper blade tip coming off was crucial. Bulldog Breed was then kind of struggling to get in underneath the other twin, and as such the twin was able to get in and just really wreak havoc on Bulldog Breed, turning off all the armour and the other wedge as well. But will it be enough to offset the defeat of its partner?
And the winner, by split decision, is the twins. That single twin did all the heavy lifting there to just edge that nail-biting decision to take them joint top with Cow Tools in what's proving to be a very competitive heat. The only bot without points, Sriracha, is back in action now to get on the board against Bob.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Both of these two coming back off of a loss. Bop maybe a little bit hard done by in their defeat via the judges. I thought they did quite well against Bulldog Breed, but weren't quite able to convince the judges that they should have won it. Sriracha, meanwhile, they lost their disc very, very early on against Cow Tools, and as such were kind of easy meat for Cow Tools to pick apart. They obviously lost all their wheels. It hit a seam on the floor and the disc came out. Oh, Sriracha. Please, Sriracha, work on your disc staying on the robot next series, please. Your drivetrain, though, pretty good, and in underneath Bop, and has kind of ripped off that front wedge panel of Bop. Sriracha going for the pit button, and down goes Bop! Oh, Bop were caught napping! Sriracha get the knockout victory! Unbelievable! Well, there's not a massive amount of fight to review with this one. Bop was initially pushed back and brought the hammer down. They brought the hammer down on the disc, which subsequently came off and acted like a Beyblade for a few seconds. Sriracha went in underneath Bop, ripped off the wedge panel, opened the pit, and Bop were caught napping.
Despite their Beyblade creating activities, Sriracha takes only the second KO of the night at the halfway point as we progress on to Fight 6 and an all-Brummy encounter between Cow Tools and Bulldog. Before we do that though, let's cut back to the arena and see if Sriracha's disc is still spinning.
Beyblade, let it rip. Oh my god, it's Perfect Phoenix.
The disc is spinning.
It's a deep cut reference, ladies and gents.
Oh, look at it go! It's quite good, it's quite balanced.
I should hope so. It's identical on either side.
It's perfectly balanced as all things shouldn't be.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Bulldog Breed and Cow Tools. I don't know who'd win a fight between a bulldog and a cow. I suppose it depends if... Well, Bulldog Breed initially with the initiative, getting in underneath and turning Mini Milk over again. Mini Milk, poor old Mini Milk has had a rotten time in this heat, hasn't it? And Cow Tools, as such, has kind of suffered as a consequence, maybe? Well, they've managed to rip off one of those front wedges off of Bulldog Breed, so that's a good recovery. And there goes the top armour as well. We mentioned earlier in the show that the top armour of Bulldog Breed and the armour subsequently across kind of the most of the robot, really, is just for show, they say. So That's kind of proving true thus far. Bulldog Breed has now managed to somehow get Cowtools high centered on its own wedge panel, its own top armor panel. Sportingly gets them away though. In underneath goes Bulldog Breed again, trying to lift Cowtools up and over. Doesn't quite manage it. Cowtools now caught in the maw of the Bulldog. Thinks it's a chew toy. Bulldog Breed, oh my god, activating the pin, nearly just driving straight down it. A crazy way to lose. Bulldog Breed now round to the side of Cowtools again, in underneath Cowtools, gets Cowtools on the wedge. Good lift again by Bulldog Breed. Bulldog Breed, its lifter rises and drops. Good fight so far between these two. Cowtools trying to get that weapon into play, doesn't manage to do so, but they are stuck now on the arena floor. Spikes gets away. Bulldog Breed is there to greet them and flipping Cowtools once again. Cowtools rides over the flipper and gets back down. Bulldog Breed pushes back on Cowtools again. The weapon of Cowtools hasn't really done much after that initial flurry on the sidearm. Oh my goodness, they've split the entire chassis, I think, of Bulldog Breed at the side. It was just ripping away. There it goes. And all the bits and pieces inside Bulldog Breed are kind of hanging on the arena floor. This is great fun. Off comes the top panel of Bulldog Breed. Cowtools comes in again. Cowtools trying to get that weapon spun up and trying to swing it round and try and bring it into all the components of Bulldog Breed, because there's not much left of the Bulldog. It's still going though, Bulldog Breed, despite the catastrophic failure that they've had. Half the robots on the floor here for Bulldog Breed, but they're still in the fight. Cowtools thus far unable to bring that weapon in and kind of cause any major damage to the internals. The flipper blade tip has been bent and buckled. Cowtools again comes in on the attack. Good pushing there from Bulldog Breed to stay in the action, and they're staying out of trouble mostly at this point because they've got nothing much else to rip off. Bulldog Breed now chasing and pushing Cowtools in the corner. This is a great fight. Absolute chaos and anarchy in the arena. Bulldog Breed trying to hold on for time, maybe they think they've done enough. The damage is catastrophic from Cowtools, but aggression, control, it's all in favour, I'd say, so far of Bulldog Breed. It has to be said, and we're going to go to time. Credit to Bulldog Breed for staying in the fight. Cowtools will be wondering how they did not finish them off here. We're going to go to a judge's decision between Cowtools and Bulldog Breed. What a fantastic fight between these two robots. Brilliant stuff. Well, poor old Mini Milks had a rotten time in this heat. They were eliminated from the get-go by Bulldog Breed. Bulldog Breed came back on the attack and sustained heavy damage initially from Cowtools. Bulldog Breed were able to get Cowtools up on their side several times, but never completely over. And Cowtools all that time was causing damage to Bulldog Breed. They were weakening parts of the robot. This here is the most significant damage, ripping away the entire rear and side rail. Is it enough, though, to disrupt Bulldog Breed's momentum and control in this fight?
And the winner by split decision is Bulldog Breed. Despite the minor panel gap on Bulldog, they take another victory as they share first with Cowtools going into our next battle between Bop and the twins.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, Bop will be hoping to recover from their early pitting against Sriracha. The twins hoping for both robots to get in the fight in this match because, of course, one of them never really got a chance against Bulldog Breed. In go the twins, a pincer attack on Bop. Bop's hammer swinging back and forward, hitting both of the twins as it swings. Bop trying to get away from the twins. The twins' weapons we have seen have caused some damage in this heat. They have been pretty effective as well. Working as a team, not too much friendly fire between the two. Although that said, in the last fight they couldn't really give any friendly fire because one of them was eliminated within a few seconds. Bop's hammer swings down, and again, and again. The twins back up to speed with the weapons. Bop trying to just distribute the hammer shots evenly between the two. Good impact there from one of the twins on Bop, and they've kind of dislodged that armour at the top there. You can see it kind of removed partially. They kind of compromised, certainly, at the side there. You can see it on Bop, on the right-hand side of the robot as you look at it now. Bop goes for the pit burn. They are confident they can get one of these two, or maybe both of these two, down the pit. That will be a big effort from Bop to do so. Bop, as we said earlier on in the episode, just a little guy, and he's dealing with two littler guys in the arena at the moment. But the twins thus far, not really able to cause the devastation we saw it did against Bulldog Breed. Although Bulldog Breed, on the evidence of other fights tonight, made out of PVA glue and hope. Oh, and Bop takes a big impact there. The side rail of Bop has been ripped away. The wheel protection on that one-hand side has been removed completely, and look at the rear as well, it's all splitting apart. And it wouldn't shock me if at some point soon the Bop armour gets affected in a more serious manner. Bop at the moment though trying to push one of the twins into the screws, managing to do so thus far, gets away now though. Bop, that hammer looking a bit limp at the moment. Is there an issue with the hammer? They're not bringing it down. I think there could be an issue with the hammer, and as such the twins kind of have free reign to come in and cause whatever damage they want to do so with no fear and risk of being attacked themselves. Bop at the moment is in trouble. I'd say the twins are on top thus far, although there's a long way to go in this fight. And Bop, that speed across the arena, that kind of control element we saw early on, is it now struggling with thermal cutout issues? It could be. It's a problem that does plague the LEGO Wars field on occasion. Certainly more robots than others, but some robots more than others even. And Bop at the moment is doing a decent job of staying in the fight with these two, considering the issues they probably are facing currently with no hammer and a drive that's compromised. They're kind of boxing themselves off. The twins again have kind of hit each other, I think, at some point, because the damage on one of the twins is severe. We're going to go to time here between Bop and the twins. A difficult fight to judge, but
6.
I think the twins have done quite a good amount. But I'm no judge. We'll leave it to our experts to decide the winner. Well, the fight between the three little guys in the heat seemed to bring a pretty decent match, all things considered. Bop was able to swing that hammer backward and forward pretty nicely early doors, but as the fight wore on, the hammer mech didn't seem as happy as it once did at the start. It gave the twins free rein to come in and cause damage when they wanted to. Bop was able to get one of the twins into the screws at one point, but as the fight wore on, the damage definitely accrued for Bop, and in the end I think the twins may have just done enough to secure a win in this great fight.
And the winner, by unanimous decision, is the twins. This heat has been an absolute dream for Ryan with the amount of JDs, as the unbeaten twins now move into first place. Despite the amount of damage they've picked up, Bulldog can confirm their spot in the bracket if they can KO the disc juggling Sriracha.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Away we go then between the robot that can't keep its weapon on and the robot that can't keep its armour on. Surely this could only end in one way, with both of them losing their parts they always seem to lose. Bulldog Breed thus far been pretty impressive, coming into their last fight of the night on 5 points. They'll be happy with that. A win here would pretty much secure them a place in the bracket. Sriracha will be trying to keep momentum going off their own victory that they had over Bop, of course. Bop going down the pit in that fight. Sriracha thus far with a good push and a good shove on Bulldog Breed. That flipper tip has come off of Bulldog Breed once again. Sriracha stuck on the spike, gets away. Bulldog Breed now very much compromised, taking on Sriracha. Those forks at the front of Sriracha being very, very effective at using the ground game to their advantage, getting in underneath Bulldog Breed, and Bulldog Breed is very much limited then on what they can actually do. Bulldog Breed in underneath the rear disc of... Oh, Sriracha, but he's flipped the disc off of Sriracha, and there it goes. And then Sympathy has also broken part of its armor panel off as well. Oh dear. But Sriracha, they are also a very, very good control bot. They can push around very, very effectively, and they are doing so against Bulldog Breed here. They are causing Bulldog Breed all manner of issues, and a good push again by Sriracha into that corner with the screws. Bulldog Breed trying to go into the pit button and again into the pit button, but they've lost a component underneath the robot. They almost high-centered themselves there. Save, I think, by Sriracha. You can see something hanging loose underneath Bulldog Breed. It wasn't as happy as it once was. There goes one of the Sriracha forks. Bulldog Breed now stuck by the pit button and the pit in that corner. Now next to the pit button and the screws. Sriracha clearly has the drive power advantage in this fight and the ground game advantage in this fight, and Bulldog Breed is suffering as a result. They can't get their game plan into action, which is get the flipper underneath, turn over Sriracha, give them something to think about, but thus far Sriracha proving a very, very difficult robot to beat and a very difficult robot to kind of deal with in the arena because of their enormous drive power and enormously good ground game. In underneath it goes again, pushing Bulldog Breed into the corner by the screws, into the wall. They can't get away at the moment. Bulldog Breed, they're really under pressure. Bulldog Breed's lifter rises and drops. Nothing on it though. Good push again here by Sriracha. Bulldog Breed in the centre of the arena trying to get in underneath Sriracha once again, but that other wedge is now breaking as well, and I think that once that goes, it is game over for Bulldog Breed in terms of a competitive standpoint in this fight. I think it may already be, to be honest with you. We are going very deep into the fight. It wouldn't surprise me if we went to the judges, and that wedge is now, well, completely useless really. There is the timer, so we are going to get a time. I wonder if the lifting of the disc will be an important factor, or the sheer domination of Sriracha will be the important factor
6.
as we go to the judges between Bulldog Breed and Sriracha. Good fight! Fragile weapon meets fragile armour in this clash, and in the end I think the drivetrain of Sriracha was the most important factor. The flipper tip coming off of Bulldog Breed was enormous for their strategy, compromised them from the get-go. There goes the spinning disc once again of Sriracha, but from then on in, it becomes an absolute monster of a control bot, just bullying and pushing Bulldog Breed all over the arena. Bulldog Breed never really got a chance to respond with its weapon because, of course, they lost that flipper tip early on, and I think that is the key factor in this fight between these two.
And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Sriracha. I'm sure we've broken a record for the number of JDs in a single heat of LEGO Wars by now, but I can't complain about the quality, as Sriracha now plays themselves into contention with 5 points going into their last fight with the twins. A win of any kind would be enough for the former to go through.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So can Sriracha keep their momentum going in this fight against the twins, who of course currently lead the way on 6 points at the top of the table? The Sriracha weapon almost flying out immediately once again, but great push there by Sriracha, pushing one of the twins into the screws. In goes the twins, and there goes the weapon of Sriracha. In a surprise to literally no one, there goes the weapon, there goes the fork flying out of the arena. Oh dear me, it's not looking great if you're a Sriracha fan out there, is it? If you're hoping for destruction from that horizontal spinner, it's not a great look. The twins now have a free rein to kind of get in there and use their weapons to try and pull Sriracha apart like Cow Tools did in the first fight of the night. Sriracha will be hoping that they don't do that. They've won 2 fights back to back, and a win here could put them top of the group. But they need to beat 2 very powerful vertical spinners, and at the moment they are struggling to even get in there and do that because the twins are boxing them off at every corner. They've removed the weapon, they've removed the forks, and that does limit Sriracha in what they can do. Sriracha now trying to get round and manoeuvre itself away from the twins, but when the one is pinning them, the other one is blocking them off. It's brilliant control by these clusterbots who have, to be fair, worked incredibly well as a team tonight. They have hit each other on occasion, twice I think, but truth be told, they've been pretty good. They've been very good at kind of voiding each other's weapons where possible, not getting in each other's way, using the advantage they have of using 2 robots in the arena. And Sriracha here is feeling that full force and then some, because they are now really struggling to get any sort of momentum in the fight because they've got nothing offensive to kind of really write home about. The twins at the moment looking pretty good for a heat victory, although Sriracha is trying to push one of the twins towards the pit, doesn't get it down. Sriracha's almost down. Oh, they got away just about there. That was so close for both of these two. Sriracha with a good push almost got one of the twins down. They almost followed them in, but managed to get away themselves. Oh my goodness, I thought they were going to back themselves into the pit there. Good push again by the twins. They've cordoned them off. How did the Sriracha get out of this one? They don't think they do. I think the twins have got enough in hand to push Sriracha towards the pit like that. Sriracha on the very lip. They can't get away. They're down the pit. Good driving and manoeuvrability from the twins, and they pick up 3 points, which takes them, well, out of reach at the top of the table. Well, an important factor in this fight, I think, is without its ground game, Sriracha is very much compromised as a design. Well, also when the disc flies off again, that also is a compromising factor. As we said, it's kind of tradition at this point, but as soon as those forks went, well, we saw the effectiveness of the forks against Bulldog Breed. They didn't have them in this fight against the twins, and as such, the twins were just able to wreak havoc, really. Sriracha does have an immense amount of drive power, but in the end it wasn't enough to save them from the pit of oblivion and the twins.
With the twins finally breaking the JD deadlock, they guarantee themselves a spot in the bracket as we move into our final fight of the night with a hell of a lot left to play for. Victory for Cowtools would take them above Bulldog Breed into the bracket, but a KO for Bop would lead to a tie for third and potentially a last chance rumble, so let's find out how it will play out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. activate.
Well, first place may be sealed in this heat, but every other position is up for grabs. If Cow Tools wins by any matter, they will finish second. If Bop wins by knockout, then we have a lot more interesting permutations to come. We'll have to see if that happens, though, in this fight. Bop swinging that hammer down from the get-go. Cow Tools trying to get that weapon into play. Bop, of course, built by Craig Croucher, the Beetle Weights, and then Cow Tools by Henry Strang. Those two apparently grew up very close to one another. Who knew? Bop trying to get into the action with Mini Milk, who has survived more than 3 seconds in any one fight in this episode. So the fact that they've managed to survive this long is pretty good going for them. They haven't had such luxury, but they're now being hammered by Bop. Bop's swinging hammer comes down on Mini Milk. Cow Tools trying to get that weapon into play. Doesn't quite have the dry power to get Bop down the pit, does Mini Milk. They're trying their best, but doesn't quite have the ability to do so. Good turn of speed and manoeuvrability by Bop, almost backing themselves back into the pit there, though. That would have been a catastrophic way to go out. Bop still have a chance of qualifying for the bracket if they win this fight via the knockout that they need, but Mini Milk in underneath once again. Can it get Bop down the pit? Not quite. The dry power not quite there for Mini Milk. Cow Tools up to speed now. Can they cause any significant damage to Bop? Thus far, Bop's been pretty good at resisting Cow Tools. Cow Tools under pressure from Bop once again. Down comes the hammer over and over again. Is now stopped. Mini Milk in underneath the pair of them. There goes Bop once again, pushing back Mini Milk into the centre of the arena. Mini Milk trying to be a bit more of a nuisance in this fight. Hasn't really had a chance to do so tonight. They are in this fight thus far being a bit of a nuisance, though. That's good. We like to see it. Although they're being pushed around by Bop now. Cow Tools brings the weapon into play. Doesn't get it. Bop almost driving down the pit themselves. Didn't manage to get Mini Milk down. Mini Milk now escapes from that corner, pushing Bop back. Tentative fight, I think, this one between these two. Or these three, I suppose you could say. Mini Milk under pressure from Bop. Cow Tools haven't really seen the devastation that we know is capable from the Cow Tools weapon, have we, in this fight? It's not been as damaging and as brutal as we know it can be, and Bop swinging its hammer around has been well controlled throughout this fight. Good aggression as well from them, and has caused damage to the armour of both Mini Milk and Cow Tools. So I think Bop will be happy with how things are going thus far. The wedge in the face have stayed on as well, which is always an important factor in these fights. We are going to go to a decision and to time between Bop and Cow Tools. A win via the judges is not enough for Bop. Cow Tools, we'll have to wait and see how it affects them. But we go to the judges between Bop and Cow Tools. Key factor for me in this fight, I think that Cow Tools' weapon wasn't as effective as it normally is, and as such really compromised their strategy. Bop's hammer did cause damage to Mini Milk, ripping off the top armour of that Mini Bop, which we haven't really seen much of in this heat, to be fair to it. Bop was swinging the hammer at all times. Cow Tools' weapon, when it did come into contact with Bop, didn't really affect it, and I think that will cost them when it comes to the judges' decision and the result of this fight.
And the winner by unanimous decision is Bop. With one more JD to finish the night, Bop doesn't do enough to force a rumble, but they can hold their heads high after another brilliant fight. It's been one of my favourite heats we've ever had in LEGO Wars, as all of our rookies have showed great potential, but through it all it was the twins that repeated Ripperoni and Deator's feat of going undefeated tonight, and surely will take a strong position in the bracket. That's all from us tonight, but join us next time as the Series 3 champions Aggro Wobber return to the arena. For now though, I've been your host David of Smeg, and we'll see you in the next one.
I would love to know what's happened underneath there. We're not sponsored.